There was some infuriating mockery that has occurred against the people, again, by the numbers, by gematria. Armored Brinks truck sends cash flying on I-70. This was no accident despite what they say. This was a prank by those who rule us, and it was full of mockery of the Goyim. This event transpired on May 2nd, 2018. An armored truck hauling cash dropped more than $500,000 on the freeway. We are to believe this was some kind of an accident. They didn't lock the doors correctly. They didn't secure the load, whatever. They talk about how law enforcement was on the interstate cleaning up the money. Apparently some drivers got out and picked up some of the money that flew everywhere, or so we're told. And so the police put out a threat in this article that if anyone picked up the money and carried it away, you better go to the police station and return it, or you will be arrested. People know right from wrong, and anyone we track down who kept $1 of this money will be arrested for theft. The time to do the right thing and call us to turn in the money is now. This is Sergeant Bill Delton speaking, police sergeant. So turn in the money because once we knock on your door, you won't be able to avoid being arrested. Let's see how this was a numerical ritual to mock the Goyim. This cash is fiat currency, created by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was established on December 23, 1913. In 2018, the Federal Reserve will turn 105 years old. The amount of days between the date of May 2, 2018 and December 23, 2018 is 235 days. In gematria, if you type in Federal Reserve into the calculator, it comes out to 235 in reverse ordinal. The date numerology of when this happened is also right for money. There are 2 18s in the date numerology. Money equals 18 in reverse full reduction. As I said, the Federal Reserve will be turning 105 years old in 2018. I don't know if that's actually the real name of the company, but I think I heard this name being said somewhere. But when I type in Brinks Armored Security into the search engine, I get nothing but pictures of their armored trucks. Brinks Armored Security sums to 105 in reverse full reduction. And this was supposedly a Brinks armored truck that lost the money on the freeway. This incident occurred in Indiana, and here's why it occurred in Indiana. The name of the state has a perfect gematria for this: 52, 137, and 47. Authority is 137, 47, and 52, a very strong overlap. The compass in the Freemasonry logo is set to 47 degrees. Cop equals 47. 137 is also the 33rd prime number. Police equals 33. And this is a very much a police-related story, with police giving a stern threat that they will arrest anyone who took the money. Bill Delton also has a perfect name for this incident. Bill Delton, 61, reverse full reduction. 61 is the 18th prime number, and as we already saw, money equals 18. Delton is a surname perfect for a police officer and a Freemason. 96 and 33. Freemason, 96. Police, 33. Armored truck equals 147 and 78. If you type in Sergeant Bill Delton, where you type in Sergeant as SGT, like they have it in the article, that too comes out to 147 and 78. People are absolute idiots if they think that somehow the powers that shouldn't be would risk $600 million to stage something stupid like this. $600 million is nothing to them. $600 billion is nothing to them. They print money out of thin air in the Federal Reserve, to which this fucking prank is a tribute, and they gouge the goyim for it at every step they can, with taxes and fees and low wages. You work and you pay taxes for their fiat currency, so they can play jokes like this on the daily, dozens of times a day. And yet, people would say this has got to be a numerical coincidence. You can give thousands of examples of this shit. The numerology of keywords and names lining up with the numerology of dates, and how many days are left in the year, and anniversaries and birthdays and so forth. And yet people will claim it's a coincidence and dismiss it. By the way, as further mockery, the words money and fiat have a nice gematria overlap. The money was spilled on an interstate. And you know how I said this happened on a date where it's 235 days until the Federal Reserve turns 105 years old, and Federal Reserve is 235 in reverse ordinal? Well, if you go the other way, if you count how many days this incident happened after the last time the Federal Reserve celebrated its birthday, it comes out to 131 days, if you include the end date. The word interstate equals 131 in English ordinal. Interstate also equals 139. Freemasonry, 139. I-70 also sums to 16 and 25. And this was on a date that also has a 16 and 25 numerology. Imagine how a story like that can upset some people. And not because they were careless with the money. Who gives a fuck? No. There are millions of people that have this fantasy where they're dreaming that free money might rain on them one day. How many would wish they were there to pick up that money blowing in the wind, only to have the asshole police warn them they will be arrested if they don't return it? How helpless and not in control of their lives it makes people feel. James Grider, my book character, might be prompted to actually rob an armored truck after that. Anyone who picked up the money would be scared and crying. They have bills to pay. But the police might get them and arrest them as a thief. Oh, how they will wish they had a gun so they can shoot the police. Why, why does the police have a better training shooting than they do? And that's the ultimate purpose of this ritual, to torment people spiritually and emotionally, and to mock them. And that's assuming that anyone actually picked up the money, that any of this even happened the way they say it did. But moving on, we have a story like this. California lawmaker arrested for spanking daughter. He is quoted responding, "I am embarrassed." Notice that "I am embarrassed" is highlighted in quotes. His name is Joaquin Arambula. He is 41 years old. His birthday is May 17, and he will be turning 42 155 days after the date on which this story is posted. This news story was published on December 14, 2018. His name gematria has Freemason written all over it. Joaquin Arambula, 96. Freemason, 96. Arambula, 147. Freemason, 147. Joaquin, 33. 33 goes without saying. These politicians are birthed specifically to do whatever job it is they end up doing in politics, and are purposely named so their name gematria has numerology like that. I just said this story comes 155 days before his 42nd birthday. Freemasons equals 155. Freemason is 42. That quote he makes, "I'm embarrassed," adds up to 127 in English ordinal. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry adds up to 127 in full reduction. As far as spanking goes, the date is perfect for that. The date numerology is 37 and 44. Spanking is 37 and 44. Also, his wife looks like she constantly has a duper's delight smile on her face, while he is crying. Fake crying. Notice that he spanked his daughter. Daughter, 84. United States of America, 84. Daughter is also 132. United States of America, 132. Due to the numbers, the whole thing screams fakery. This is what they'll do as their frat boy Freemasonic ritual, I guess, to keep the goyim deceived and fooled, that their politicians are not above the law. See, they can be arrested for something as stupid as spanking their child. Prisons are not for these politicians and rulers. Prisons and jails are only for the average people, the goyim. Goyim, 33. Goy, 47. You see what a waste of fucking time the news media is? 110% of it is fucking propaganda, and 90% of it is fake mindfuckery stories to bolster the propaganda. And yet if you listen to John and Ken, they'll be going on about this spanking story like it's fucking real. Just go over Zach Hubbard's work on this stuff. How many times, countless times, has number 127 manifested itself when dealing with these politicians? How many countless times have all their names added up to 96, or some other number related to the numerology of Freemasonic words? You're reading fiction in the news. You're watching fiction in the news. But because unlike a movie or a novel, you don't know it's fiction, you're told it's real, so you damage your mental health by getting emotionally involved in shit that is staged, that is theater, that isn't real. And who the fuck would know it's not real? Who the fuck would look up the reverse ordinal value of Federal Reserve in alphabetic order? Who would look up gematria? Who would look up how many days it is between that event and the anniversary of the Federal Reserve? No one. And that's where the private joke is hidden. That's where the mocking is hidden.